out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You are tuning to Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad with me. In effect, as always, I got my brother Vague out of BK. What's going on, bro?
It's party time. Oh,
I like that.
There you go. And that's the perfect alley-oop to my brother out of Philadelphia, Trey Lee. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's happening, man? All is well. Like you said, just cooped up in the crib. And in the mortal words of my man Freeway, y'all niggas better bundle up. It's a cold winter.
You ain't never lied, bro. You ain't never lied, man. Somebody hit me the other day, said, I ain't going outside till the temperature is my age. I said, yo, I feel you, bro. I feel you on that right there. I feel you. My other brother out of Philadelphia, Tone, fuck all this. Tone out of North Carolina. Tone, what's going on, fam? You good, Tone?
Hey, look, it's freezing down here, so I got some tea. Can you hear me?
Yeah, get your tea in, man.
Good?
I don't know who coming up next, so let me just Spence out of Philly. What's good, boy?
I'm good, man. Just ready for this winter to be over, man.
Bro, and I feel like it's just starting, man. I feel like we still got another 2 long months out of this nut ass shit. And my other brother out of Philadelphia, what's good, bro?
What's up, man? You know, cooled up in the crib. Need to be on somebody's island somewhere. I'm through with this.
Yeah.
Bro, this is where we gotta get to that point where we get that 5B budget where if it drop under 20 and snow, we in Jamaica somewhere doing the shows or something. Right. We need something popping like that. But y'all know me, let's jump right into it. This week's topic, I was with Nate the other day and we was coming from Wawa. She wanted to sub or some joint. She was like, yeah, you know, I just tried mayo for the first time. I love it. I'm like, God damn, nigga, you ain't never had no mayonnaise in 20 years? She was like, nah. I was like, well, what made you get it? She was like, it was like a work event or something at school. And they had already had the sandwiches pre-made or whatever like that. And she tried it. She was like, damn, this good as hell. I'm like, yeah, mayo the shit or whatever like that. So it had me thinking not only of what foods did I not want to try or I didn't think I liked, but it had me thinking like what MCs, what singers, what groups, who were people who maybe we didn't like at first and why didn't we like them? But then what caused us to start liking them or whatever like that. And then I even want to talk about food because y'all know me in my analogies and I use food so much. Philadelphia Steak, Life, Merel, and Gadget. Shameless plug. But some of the foods maybe we didn't like because I realized with me, a lot of the foods I didn't like wasn't even based off of, I never even had them. I just thought they looked whack, like a mushroom. I was like, I ain't need no mushroom. That thing looked nasty. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until like I brought a Prego thing and it had mushrooms in it. I didn't even realize it. I was like, damn, this shit kind of good. John was like, yo, it's mushrooms. I'm like, oh, shit, I ain't never had no mushroom. This ain't bad. You know what I mean? So, or maybe it's a food that you already knew, like, nah, I taste that. I don't like it. But maybe years later, you came back and did. So we're going to talk about all that. So that's what we're talking about this week. Let me get Tone back in here. Tone, you good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, player.
All right, bet. So let's talk about the first joint. So I'm going to set us off. The first joint I got for this episode, I got Meek Mills. I ain't gonna hold y'all. When Meek first came out, I was not a fan, and the number one reason was his voice. I was like, this high-pitched nigga is like screaming at me all the time. I'm not feeling it. And I'm not talking about, I mean, the thing that got me to like him, it wasn't Dreams and Nightmares, it wasn't none of the shit with MMG. It's actually like this freestyle that I heard, not a real freestyle, but y'all know what I mean. He was on YouTube, and he did a joint, and I was like, damn, this boy can really like rhyme. Like this boy is actually kind of nice on the freestyle joint. So I feel like so many times, like when you just hear the single, you're not really getting. And I mean, we've seen that through the Cassie Fab. We've talked about that on the show numerous times about how Cassie Fab and Jadakiss, they singles never match up with their lyrical ability. So if you just get stuck on a single, you really don't get a chance to really see how dope they are. But after hearing Meek with that, yo, I've been a fan ever since. Like, I love Meek. I mean, Expensive Pain, love that joint. Flamers 5, I done went back and listened to all the stuff. So huge Meek Mills fan now, but in the beginning, it was most definitely a voice. On the R&B front, I got Justin Timberlake. And for years, I never liked the boy because he was in NSYNC. And I was like, it's a fucking white boy band. I don't rock with this nigga. You know what I mean? Until I heard Gone, that slow jam that they had Gone that was out. And I was like, yo, this shit kind of dope. You know what I mean? That shit had me. And then he went solo. I'll never forget, it was at Tower Records out here in DC on GW's campus. I used to always go in there to cop my music or whatever. And I actually was going to send T in to go buy his solo album because I was like, I don't even want nobody to see me buying this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was that bad that I was like, yo, I don't even want to be seen buying this shit. But I mean, you know, of course, the 2020, the Future Sex Love Sounds, to me, that's a 5 mic classic. The first 2020 joint with him and Timbaland, a 5 mic classic for me. So again, like, those are two people who I wasn't fucking with in the beginning. And with Meek, it was based off I heard him and I didn't like the voice. And then with Justin, I was just like I can't like no NSYNC. Like, fuck, I look like liking these boys or whatever like that. But like I said, that Gone joint was crazy. So yeah, that's it for me. Vague, who you got first up for your joint?
Oh, I got West Side Gun. I remember like, cause I heard Conway, you know, this was before he got shot, and I was like, damn, he nice. And you know, obviously everything happened, and then years later when Griselda started to rise, I couldn't remember if I heard West Side Gun before, but you know, hearing Conway was like, yeah, I'm glad he rapping again. And then Benny was new to me, and I was like, damn, he nice too. But then I was like, yo, who's this other nigga with the, you know, get the coke out the pantry. I'm like, y'all like this nigga? Like, I was like, nah. And shout out to Ak. Ak was like, yo, I just like his voice, and kind of like, he kind of reminds me of like Ghostface in a lot of ways, where there's a lot of style in the way he raps. And then eventually I was like, yeah, I like this shit. So I'll be all that shit I made fun of, I'll be singing that shit, rapping all of that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, initially I was like, nah, why y'all like him? Like, why?
Yo, it's funny. The first time I heard West was on Royce's The Governor's Ball. I thought it was a girl. I straight up and down thought it was a shorty. Like, I was like, who the shorty? Like, you know what I mean? It reminds me of the first time we played Who I Shot Ya up at 889. Niggas thought Foxy was Shaheem at first. You know what I mean? This is like when we just got the 12-inch and we ain't seen no video. We hadn't heard of no Foxy Brown. It's like, yo, who that, Shaheem on there? So now I feel, I dead ass thought West was a girl. So now I feel you on that. You got any R&B or you strictly hip hop?
No, I have both, but I don't know if I split them. But I'll use one now. Bruno Mars. I remember, you know, I would hear his hit. I would only hear the one single all the time, which I think was what's the joint? Uptown Funk.
That Uptown, and I hated that goddamn song.
Yeah, like, you know what I hated about it more than, I didn't see no videos, anything. It was popular. I'm not racist, but you know, I just saw the white people. I'm like, nah, this is like some cultural appropriation type shit.
Right.
Then that nigga did the Super Bowl, and I was like, oh, he be jamming. I need to go get this. Like, I need to go get this, because he was singing, dancing, performing. He performed that song. It was like I never heard it before. So, now don't get me wrong. I'm not like, yo, when the next Bruno Mars dropping.
Right.
But previously, I wouldn't even check for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At all. So.
Right. No doubt. Bro, who you got up? I know who one of yours is, or at least I think I do. So
Really?
I do, because we always talk about the boy. But go ahead. Let me see if by the end of the show I'm right though.
Okay. Lil Wayne for me. When I first heard him with, like, you know, when he was young, 400 degrees, all that, I didn't like that shit. Like, I wasn't, like, he really wasn't even on my radar like that. I didn't really give him a thought, but I didn't really mess with it like that. it wasn't until the Carter one where they were saying Gilly wrote for him and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I listened to the Carter one, it was a change in the way he was rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of like slowed his flow down a little bit. And you could tell, I ain't saying Gilly and Dutch and Spaden was writing for him, but you could tell the influence was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He started saying the bull and all that. I'm saying, oh, wait a minute.
What you mean you ain't saying they ain't right? What?
I wasn't there. I'm just saying I wasn't there. So I'm
knock it off.
I'm being PC.
I see.
I'm being PC. But I was like, the bull. I said, this nigga is from New Orleans. Like, that's not me, is it? Yeah, I was like, we only say that in Philly. Nobody says the bull except Philly. When I heard Carter 1, and I was like, yo, he's spitting, and I could hear the influence, and then it kind of just went from there. So that's when I really started to listen to him, because before, like, I didn't really like it, and he wasn't really even on my radar enough for me to even give it a listen. You know what I'm saying? But after Carter 1, I remember hearing him talk about it on the radio, and I said, let me listen to this John, and it was official. So Lil Wayne for me.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Tone, you good, bro?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on, man. It might be this ice everywhere, bro. It's our spectrum been going crazy.
Oh, it's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good. Trey, what you got up first? Fam?
Okay. All my Johns are sacrilegious. I'm telling you right now. So the first John is Guru.
All right,
I can see that.
I mean, this is, and when I was talking to you on the phone earlier, that's I was like, he's the first person that comes to mind, because when I first heard Guru, I was an energy guy, right? Like, I like cats that, are aggressive on the mic, that give me that, aside from Rakim, but Guru was very melancholy for me, and that's going to be my theme word for the night for everybody that I'm telling you. He was very melancholy. He was the voice wasn't appealing to me. The beats was crazy, of course, but as an MC, it's like, damn, he might. I couldn't even get to what he was saying because of the tone of the voice. You know what I'm saying? But then
now you start with Manifest, like from Manifest.
Yeah. I like X Girl to the Next Girl. That was cool for me. But yeah, I'm going back. These are the words that I manifest. I manifest. I'm like, damn, is it sleepy time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm nodding. I'm doing all that.
Let me find out. Guru was the OG Boldy James for you, bro. He was putting you to sleep, man.
But I started to turn the corner when Mass Appeal and Dwick were the two records that made me be like, oh, okay. I may have misspoken, because I used to talk bad, but I was like, yo, I may have misspoken. I may have to, eat my words on this. And then after he passed, God rest his soul, I really went back to the catalog, and he was saying some shit. He was really saying some shit, and my maturity level, caught up to his. And then I had to keep in mind with, damn, he did graduate from college. You know what I'm saying? He's 10 years my senior. You know what I'm saying? So he was on some shit way before I was there mentally. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that had a lot to do with it. And the energy, you know what I'm saying, wasn't there for me when I was a youngin'. But as I grew older, I started to get into it, and now I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I'm a huge, you know what I mean? And combined with the production, it was a match made in heaven. So Guru was on the hip hop side, and then again, the melancholy theme for R&B, Sade. And I heard King and all that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, this nigga just referred to Sade's discography as all that shit.
I mean, this is in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And I saw the video, you know what I mean? When you got Friday night videos and the shit was all dark and gloomy and water doing this bullshit. I'm like, what is this?
Oh man.
But then,
Oh man.
you know what I'm saying?
So what was the joint that swayed you?
I think it was the it was up tempo. It was an up tempo. It was Turn My Back on You. When I heard that record, I was like, oh, this shit. That
Smash.
I was like, oh, okay. She got a couple ups, you know what I mean? And then it was the Forget About Faith and all that shit. I said, oh, okay.
Right.
I can swing with this. But then later on, as you go back to it, you start to understand it when the maturity level catches up to it. You understand what it's about, and you understand, you know, the musicianship, and you understand, you know what I mean, where she was coming from lyrically and stuff like that. But, you know, just being honest, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, what the hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
Now, huge fan of Sade.
It's funny because that maturity level comes in a lot, especially on the R&B side for me. I'm gonna be saying that word all night. Like I wasn't mature enough for what that person was saying. Spence, who you got up first up, bro?
Actually, I had Meek Mills too.
Word? Which you ain't like about the ball?
Well, it really wasn't him so much at the time. It was the production. Like the production, it really wasn't my thing at that time. And he had the city on smash. Like I don't know if y'all was in the city at the time.
Flamers.
Flamers too. Like he had the city on smash. So there's a couple songs I used to like, maybe Hottest in the City. The joint he rapped over the Michael Jackson song. You Want to Be Starting Something? Yeah, Mike Knox on there. But the production really wasn't my thing. But I think once he got with Ross and he started doing the Dream Chaser mixtapes and stuff, then I started like liking him a lot more. The production was more my style, I think. And then it meshed better for me. And then, you know, I'm a Boss and everything else came after that. Like, but yeah, I think it was more so the production. Cause this young boy at my his dad, he would come through with his dad. And he would beat me down to death. Meek Millie, Meek Millie, Meek Millie. I was like, all right, man. All right. And I finally listened and I was like, all right. But yeah, it was more so the production, I think, at the time.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel you on that too, because I was in my boom bap bag and that wasn't the boom bap.
It was
that
like
wasn't
a little
boom bap.
trappy, but it was like, it was kind of like, I'm in my bag, yo. I'm in my bag. It was like, I was like, all right, man. But he had a crazy joint with him and Petey getting in.
Yeah.
That joint fire.
Yeah. Like it would always be little songs here and there that I like, but even when he dropped the joint championship, I still wasn't on him because I'm like, yo, this was beef. I'm like, you just taking big shit. Like I just felt like it was constantly just taking somebody else's shit, but nah, I definitely feel you on that. So, who you got for your first joint?
Man, I'm gonna start with Freeway. Man, you know, when first his voice was kind of annoying to me, man. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying. But over time, like man, he got the energy, he got the passion. I'm like, this cat really love hip hop, yo. You can just feel it in Freeway's spirit, man. So I became a fan, man. Then I really got into that debut album. I was like, yo. This is one of the best soul albums on the Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? Like the songs, the from Just and all that, man. Just after that, man, I really learned to appreciate him, man. And then he kept being consistent with a lot of different projects. He had that Month of Madness shit that was hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I warmed up to him, man, and now I really rock with Freeway. But it was just a voice, I think, at the very beginning, me getting adjusted to that, like Trey said about Guru. Sometimes you got to get into the voice. And like Guru said back in the day, it's mostly the voice, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things like that. So, but yeah, man, I go with Free, man. But dude is a hard worker, man. Dope MC.
Yeah, yo. It's crazy, bro. You in my mind, because right there, you see who next up on mine, Freeway. You know what I mean? Same exact thing, his voice and his flow. Like, it was like, yo, what is this nasal voice shit? Like, what is... And his style was different, too. It was like, nah, this ain't it. And then also, at the same token, him and Cassidy had just battled. And Cassidy's my young boy. Like, he live across the street from my mother's house. Like, I open my door, I see Cassidy's door. So, y'all know me from watching this show. People watching know long enough, especially me and Rel. We fuck with you. We fuck with you. So Cass being my young boy, I don't care who he battled. He could have battled Jay-Z, and I would have stopped fucking with Jay or whatever. Right. Like I was like, nah, man, fuck that boy Free. Like my young boy Cass is nice. And the thing that got me, I think hearing what they do for like 8,452 times every day on the radio, that started to sway me. But the same way, like you said, so it was just like the work that he was putting in. You know what I mean? And it was almost like this joint right here, the stimulus package joint, the first joint that he did with him and Jake One, that still got one of the illest CD cases with the money. I mean, the money is the liner notes. Like, I was like, yo, this is a crazy, crazy joint. And then this joint right here, this was my album of the year maybe 2 years ago. The Freeway and Jake, the stimulus package part 2. You know what I mean? So again, just, you know, at first, like I said, it was the voice. And it was just catching the flow. And like, we gonna see it's a couple of boys on here like that. That is just, I ain't like them at first because I ain't get their flow or their voice. But then over time, it's like, nah, they dope as hell. Second person I got up, and Trey, like you said, this probably sacrilegious. I ain't fucking with Whitney Houston like that. You know what I mean? Growing up. Mm-hmm. I was like, this shorty too pop. I don't you want to dance with somebody and all that, you give good love. Get that shit out of here. Don't nobody want to hear that. Just way too bubblegum. That's literally what I wrote down. Way too pop for me. But then I started fucking with her on the I'm Your Baby Tonight album. You know what I mean? Where she got with Babyface and L.A. Reid. And the song was All the Man I Need. Like, that was my shit. I used to love that song. Then you fast forward to the I Have Nothing off the Bodyguard soundtrack. That's probably one of my favorite songs ever. But and I didn't realize like JR had schooled me like that. I guess a lot of black folk wasn't really feeling Whitney. I think she got booed at the American Music Awards or something like that. Because I guess a lot of people felt like, yo, your music is too pop. Like, you ain't doing no real R&B. And that's where the I'm Your Baby Tonight album came in together. So yeah, definitely Whitney Houston. Which is sacrilegious. Now I love Whitney to death. Like, I used to hate that song Shoot. That's a maturity thing too, Trey. Like, yo, that song came on, that was like fucking chalk, like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. But now I love that joint Shoot. I can listen to that just all day, every day. Like, love it. So yeah, big Whitney Houston fan, R.I.P., but definitely was not messing with her in the beginning. Vay, who you got up next, bro?
All right, on the hip hop side, I got Ghostface, and that was mostly on the Wu-Tang album, 36 Chambers, because you know it was new. It was like 9 members and Spectre Deck and Method Man and Jiza. Like, there was just people who I liked more, even Raekwon. And I remember with Ghost, at least initially, I was like, he alright, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? These other niggas fire. And I remember when I heard Can It Be for the first time, and I was like, oh, he alright on this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of alright, but that's like, you know, one song. Then I heard Heaven and Hell before Purple Tape. And I was like, okay, this nigga either getting better, something. Then I heard Criminology. I was like, all right, he might be jumping up my list. And once Purple Tape came out, I was like, nah, when this nigga album coming out? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I felt about Ghost. And
now hold on, before you go to your R&B, I want to ask a question of Spence. Do you rhyme?
No.
All right, so it's just these 3 MCs. How do you see an MC, like, as an MC, how do you get better? Like, we did a 5B a minute ago about like MCs that just got better. Like Fife on the first People's Instinctives. I was like, why is this boy even here? But then by low end, he dropped Butter. Or Malik B on Do You Want More? I'm like, yo, this nigga talking about I can make a nerd say he's superb. Like, what fuck is this nigga here for? Then you hear No Great Pretender. Or you hear Fat Joe's debut album with FloJo, but then you hear the second. How do you see MCs getting better like that? Like, do you think it's being around these other 8 niggas? Do you think they're helping them get better? Like, how do MCs take that kind of jump to go from being a C student to being an A student?
Practice. I mean, I think a little bit of that also, like being around peers who are also rhyming, because most of us knew a couple of cats who rhyme also, and you know, the days of being in ciphers. So especially like me at Morgan, that's all we did was like, here goes some old shit, kids. Like, I remember me and Kel Spence, you know, we would put verses on each other's voicemail, right? Like, just, yo, I wouldn't even say shit. Like, the shit would beep and niggas just start spitting. oh, that shit was hot and shit. I guess that's like DMing motherfuckers now.
Right,
like,
right.
back then. But to me it was that because I was rhyming, but I only got better when I was like in ciphers and listening to how other dudes was rhyming and obviously being inspired by the music I was following. So for me personally, I think that can make you better. And with the Wu in particular, they said it was competition. Like sometimes you wasn't even making records if your shit wasn't right. Like, oh, you're not gonna be on that one. So I could see that making somebody like Ghost a little bit more competitive and better at what he does. So.
Yeah, repetition is the key. Staying at it. Like you said, competition. And remaining a student. Meaning give me your ear to the street. Like you can always get better. I don't care how nice you are. You can always get better. You know what I'm saying? Always something there that you can improve on. You know what I'm saying? So that's my simplest answer.
Yeah, I agree. And having the right people around you. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I started back and I let Trey hear something and he told me, you know, the way you said this, you need to put more emphasis on it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's how you get better. You still learning and you're able to take constructive criticism and be a little more. Rappers are sensitive.
Yep.
Be a little more thick-skinned and not so sensitive to take the creative, constructive criticism to get better. So,
right. And then it's funny because now when it happens, somebody get better, like Jim Jones get better. It's like, oh no, that nigga got ghostwriters. You know what I mean? Now if somebody gets better, it's just automatic, you know, ghostwriters. Whereas back in our day, you know, it was just like, damn, Fife got better. Yo, and I've always wondered it just because, like, there's no, back in our days, there wasn't no MC class. Like, you know, if you want your son to be nice and ball, you send him to a trainer, you get him on the team. Like, something is, like, laid out for you. Like, hey, this is how you can learn how to swim. This is how you can learn how to cook. This is how you can learn how to do all these things. But not in the 90s, not in the 80s with MCing. There wasn't no school. It was just like, and which is another reason why I think a lot of those 80s and 90s MCs need to get more props because you got DJ schools and you can learn how to Nigga, in 84 was no fucking DJ schools. You had to fucking watch Jam Master Jay and see what he doing and hope somebody could show you something. Now you got the Scratch Academy, and I ain't shitting on none of that stuff, but I'm just saying you gotta really give props to the people who weren't able to go to school and got better. You know what I mean? You gotta give props to them cats in the hood who couldn't afford no damn, you know, fucking a coach or no special training, you know, to get nice or whatever like that. So just another shout out to a lot of MCs from the 80s and the 90s. Rel, who you got up next? Oh, my bad, Veg. You didn't do your R&B.
Yeah, I'm just going to double down on the sacrilege. I mean, Sade for me for the same reason. Say like that. You saw me getting ready to put the money in the offering plate when these niggas was talking. I was like, yep. And for me, like my brother is 10 years older than me, and he was into Sade heavy early. You know what I'm saying? And I was just, I was into music, but I didn't know a lot. So I'm like, damn, he like it that much. I need to listen. Then I would listen. I'm like, oh, this nigga sad. He must be sad or getting ready to jump off a fucking bridge or something.
Let your wrist, nigga. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, did somebody break up with you? Like,
yo, nigga, man.
But for me, there were songs here and there I kind of like. But I think one day I was just watching The Box, that video joint back in the days, and Kiss of Life came on. And I was just sitting there watching it, and I was like, I get it now. I get it now.
Life joint is crazy.
Right.
Woo!
I think I get it now. So yeah, now
yeah. Come on,
right. Yo, Trey, here's something that's crazy. I'm gonna show y'all an ill connection about Kiss of Life. I'm at a Howard hip hop conference. They had this A&R joint, and these boys I was producing for Morgan, my man Ray and Van. We went out there for that, and I sampled Kiss of Life. Here the crazy part, Trey. I don't know if you was there. One Step was there, and y'all used it too.
Yep.
And niggas in the crowd was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, yo, I don't know, y'all. I ain't hear that shit. I heard a lot of One Step I hear, but it just is funny that we both was there, and niggas was like, oh, he used the sample too.
Yeah, musical taste, man.
Yeah, but it's funny. But yeah, Kiss of Life is the banger too on that joint, man. Bro, what you got up next, bro?
I'm about to get killed. About to get killed for this one.
Rel, you better not say Michael Jackson.
Nah.
Here's the cool part. You can't get killed because at the end of the day, you ended up fucking with him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, okay.
Okay.
As long as it ain't Michael Jackson with Vegas on the show, you know they ain't never gonna pop.
It's Outkast. Southern Playlist, it came out. It wasn't like I thought it stunk or nothing. It just wasn't like I was like, you know, what I was into at the time. Think about what you know, where I was at in Philly and what I was into. That wasn't. I was just like some country shit. All right, it's cool, but I had a homeboy who really liked that album, and I never really paid no attention. But I remember Benz and the Beamer. Was it Benz and Beamer?
Yeah, Benz and Beamer off the New Jersey Drive soundtrack.
That kind of made me like, hold on, because that song had like a East Coast feel to it. Like it had a, you know what I'm saying, and that made me be like, okay. And then from then on, I was able to listen. And then as I got older, I could go back and listen to Southern Playlist and appreciate it for what it is. But at the time, my immature and my kind of regionalized musical ear was not checking for it like that. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
it had to grow on me. So Outkast.
Right. And it's funny with me with Outkast, it's not that I didn't like them. I didn't like them enough to buy the album.
Yeah, that's
what happened is my girl at the time, she had the album, which was surprising, and I would just keep borrowing her CD. You know what I mean? Like I'd hear Players Anthem, I'd be like, Players Bar, I'd be like, all right, boom, let me hold your CD again. And I'd be like, all right, here, take that shit back. And then here's Southern Playalistic. So eventually, it didn't grab me at first either, but yeah, I mean, definitely, I definitely know what you're saying with that. Y'all heard this shit about how niggas was saying like Biggie bit the Kango to the side from 3,000 in that video?
I heard that bullshit.
Yeah.
The Kango to the side.
Like, in Players Ball, Dre had the Kango on to the side, you know what I mean? But I think there's a whole bunch of puff hoopla in there somewhere too. So, I don't even talk about the boys. So, Trey, what you got up next, bro?
All right, here we go with the sacrilegious. There's two of them. Y'all niggas gonna be like, what? But again, wind up loving them. First one is EPMD.
You don't like Erica Parrish, bro?
I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that for a second. I know.
You ain't like It's My Thing?
I see the disgust. I see it. I see it.
Strictly Business. You guys to chill. What was it?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Right. Because now, to me, top 3 group all time. You know what I'm saying? But it was the record that made me turn the corner was exactly what Parrish Smith said. They said we sound like the R and them niggas is whack. Yeah. Simple and plain. Mm-hmm. When that nigga said that and that beat on So What You Saying, which is to me a top 10 hip-hop record of all time, that was it for me. I said, God damn it, I was dead wrong. So
here's the thing. So did you not fuck with them, or were you just like, I don't see the hype? Because those are two different things. Like
I didn't, because I thought, I was like, yo, who is these niggas sounding like Rakim? And not as nice as that nigga. Right. These niggas, because it's ignorance. It's because Rakim comes with this flow and this cadence, you know what I'm saying, and the tone of the voice that you had never heard before. And back then it was like, biting is forbidden. So anything that sounds remotely close to this shit, like, yo, who is these niggas? And it's 2 of them. Fuck out of here. I'm not.
This nigga said, fuck out of here. Here's the wild part. I never thought they sounded like Rakim.
They did, but they didn't. That's my point.
But the fact that, like you said, PMD said that they sound like the R. So obviously, not just nigga, it wasn't just you. It had to be a rack of people who thought that they sounded like him.
And I was one of them. But it was like a not. Then it sounded like a knockoff. Like, who's these knockoff niggas? And they ain't even as nice. Like, because they saying elementary shit. Like, nah, you can't do that. But then
you heard So What You Saying?
That fucking the bass line of that shit and the bottom of that and the way it was moving, I said, oh, the ingredients, nigga, what? Because it's mind playing tricks on me. Oh, they changed their style up. This EPMD? No, nigga, it's the same shit they was doing. It's just you was in your feelings because you thought these niggas sound like the R when they really didn't. You know what I mean? And from then on in, I went back to please listen to my demo and all that shit, man. Nigga, top 3 group all the time. And shame on me, nigga. Shame on me.
Now, what you got on the R&B side? Because I know you're gonna come with something crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And really, this was just on some hating shit. I was just hating. And it really didn't have anything to do with the music. I was a young boy, so I was jealous, like, because all the chicks loved them. And I was like, fuck out of here. Plus, yes, them niggas.
I know it.
Them niggas. New Edition. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, all them niggas.
Them niggas, yeah. And not to mention, back when I was a young boy, I had my wave, before Ralph, fuck that, I had my waves to the side with the part, but all the chicks thought I looked like the nigga. Now, I benefited, don't get it twisted, but nigga, I don't look like no Ralph Tresvant, fuck out. Nah, I was hating. Really didn't have nothing to do with the music. You know what I'm saying? I was just hating. But I think I got over my hate when Johnny came in the fold, and then they made that classic.
Yeah, any heartbreak, man.
Come on, man, that's the nigga unskippable. You know what I'm saying? So I got over the hate by then. This was 88 and shit. So I was hating on them from 83 to 88. And especially when them niggas dropped Blue Moon, I said, yeah, look at these suck ass niggas drop that bullshit ass album.
Yo, here's the wild part, bro. I was the exact opposite of you because I wanted to be in the group. You know what I mean? So I was trying to be in the group. In my mind, I really was going to join New Edition. And when Bob left, I was like, oh, it's a wide fucking open door for a nigga right now. Like, you could not have told me, bro, I've said this before on the show. Like, I already had my speech ready. Like, Mom, I got to join the group. I'm going to have to go on the road. So I'm going to have to get a tutor to come with me. I'm going to have to leave school. I was like, fuck, my dad ain't going to go for this. So I was coming up with, like, plans in my head to be able to sell my dad on let me join the group. I never forget Trey, Ralph, Spence too. I'm in Cheltenham Mall in Walden Books, and I'm looking through Right On, and it said Johnny Gill is the new member, New Edition. My nigga, my heart, like, just sunk.
And he was a dark-skinned nigga. I know you was like, come on, man.
But here's the worst part. This nigga got a Jerry curl, my nigga, because the picture they had of him, was the old Stacey Lattisaw joint. Right. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no up to date. And I'm like, this nigga, man. Now here's the thing to keep in mind, y'all. Had I auditioned for New Edition? Was there a tryout anywhere? There was nothing. But just in my mind, I knew I was gonna be there. So Trey, you hated on them, and I was trying to be down with them niggas, man. So I really thought I was gonna like it. And like I said, when Bob left the group, I was like, that's it right there. Here's my shot. Like this, like when that's my chance. Yeah, like it's like you want to make the high school basketball team, starting point guard just broke his leg, he out for the year. It's like, yo, this my shot right here. Problem is I can't hoop. So I mean, I don't know why I thought I was gonna make New Edition, but I figured Mike, Ronnie, Ricky, and them niggas ain't sing. As long as Ralph was there, all I had to do was know the steps. So that was my thing. Spence, who you got up next, bro?
Joe Budden.
Great pick.
Yeah,
great pick. Great pick.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I really wasn't feeling like pump it up far as how he was rhyming on there, how he was using his voice. I really wasn't cool on the Focus joint. I was cool on that joint. I was cool on Fire. But when I heard music too, and I heard Dumb Out on there, he go crazy on that joint. So that was probably the first joint that really like, oh damn, maybe he all right. And then I heard I think got a song on there called 3 Sides to a Story, where he tells 3 different
one of the
Yeah, that
Top
joint.
5 hip hop storytelling song ever. I always
Yeah,
tell
they
niggas that
tell
shit,
a
man.
story about
Top
him,
5.
his sister, and his step pop, and then how he bring it
Yeah.
together. And then I was like, damn, all right, boy, all right. Then I started listening to when he hooked up with Slaughterhouse. They started doing the freestyle. Then I really started getting into him and stuff.
Yeah. Nah, man. It's funny because me and Trey was just talking earlier, and I brought up Joe. Just how I was like, we went to an MOP show. Shout out to my man Esco. And him and his man was all hyped to see Joe Budden. I'm like, that pump it up, nigga. Like, fuck y'all excited to see this nigga for. They was like, yo, you ain't heard the Move Music mixtapes? I was like, fuck no, nigga. I don't fuck with that nigga. And I was like, I told Trey, this was the first time in my life I felt out of place at a hip hop event. Like, everybody is spitting every word. I'm sitting at the bar like this. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how is this even pop? And that's when I really saw it, because it was Big Suge, Terminology, Joe Budden, and MOP. Big Suge and Term went on first, maybe 30, 40 people in the crowd. When Joe Budden hit the stage, I swear to y'all, like 300 people appeared out of no fucking where and knew every single word. My niggas I came with went home hoarse. This is how much they was rhyming and screaming. And I was like, damn, I ain't never felt out of place like here. And I went home that night at 2 a.m, downloaded all. I think by that time he was up to probably like Move Music 3. I had downloaded everything I could get my hands on. I even made a mixtape, The Mind of Joe Budden, because mad niggas be saying the same shit I would say. I'd be like, yo, the nigga Joe Budden, nice. And everybody be like, that pump it up, nigga? I'm like, yes, I know.
Yeah,
Trust me, I've been there, done that. Listen to this mixtape. If you don't think he's dope, and there's never been nobody I gave that mixtape to who didn't come back, like, yeah, that nigga nasty. And for people watching, peep Joe Budden on Green Lantern. Just YouTube Joe Budden on Green Lantern. It's like Beans, Free. I think Styles is up there. Joe come in there and just spaz the fuck out and then leave. Like I ain't here to hang with niggas. I'm just here to spit. Green, put the beat on. Let me just do what I do and get the fuck out. And that's exactly what he did. So I agree with you wholeheartedly on Joe Budden. Next boy I got up, same thing as Freeway, Sadat X. First time I heard Sadat X, I was like, same shit again. His voice and the flow. Like, it was just like, yo, how is this boy rapping and why his voice sounds so nasally? I want to say it was probably off of One for All. It was the concerto joint, his solo joint. I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this shit at all, man. I wasn't a huge Jamar fan either. I'm like, yo, why the fuck Poopa with these two niggas? Like, why he even here with them? Like, he could have just, because Poopa had so many solo joints on One for All. So it was kind of like that. But, you know, like same way with Free. Like once I kind of got his rhythm, then it was like, oh, okay, this shit is dope. And I really think it was the One for All remix, the video joint that they came out with. Once he shaved his head and he was Sadat X and no longer Derek X, then it was like, by that time I had got it. And truth be told, like, yo, I'm a huge Sadat fan. Like all Black October and all them joints. I got like all his albums. I think Wild Cowboy, I was expecting more from that. Yeah, I expected more from that, especially because it was on Loud, and Loud at that time was coming out with nothing but craziness. There was some joints on there, but I wasn't really in love with it. But I swear by Black October, like that's him explaining when he was on Rikers Island, he had got locked up for the gun charge, and very dope album, very dope MC, man. So Sadat for me.
The joint,
we gonna say Spence?
The joint he had on Funk Flex joint with
Loud Hangover with Ott. Loud Hangover.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Was shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That joint was crazy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you gonna make me go listen to that. I forgot about that.
Loud Hangover was crazy, but this joint right here, the Black October, was crazy. This joint, the Experience and Education, was crazy. State of New York versus Derek Murphy. Shout out to my OG, a kid called Roots, got a beat on this joint. And I mean, you got the Wild Cowboy. Like I said, wasn't a huge fan of this. I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I had high hopes for that joint, but at the end of
lump on that joint, right? The lump
is on
lump. Yep.
Yeah.
Like you said, that Loud Hangover was crazy, and one of the joints that people always give it to Calm. That 199 off of Sound Bombing too. People always be like, oh, calm. No, Sadat killed that shit too. Yeah. People forget Sadat had a verse on there that was crazy. That nigga say, I thought y'all knew, even though I'm still growing. And then in the year two, I hope my girl will be showing. Like, I fuck with dude. On the R&B front, Summer Walker. And the reason I ain't fuck with Summer, she sounded like all the whisperers. Like I couldn't tell none of them apart. The SZAs, the Hers, the Summers, all of them. And they would be playing that shit. I'd be like, Summer Walker. She'd be like, nah, that's SZA. I'd be like, fuck, okay, true. Next time, Hers? No, that's Summer Walker. Like, fuck, I can't get it. Janae Aiko? No, it's SZA. I'm like, y'all all sound the fuck the same. But they put me onto the album over it. And I love that joint. And she got these joint called Declare EPs that's kind of is much more musical than the regular stuff that she's known for. Like the first Clear EP got some joints on it that you would think she's in the Erykah Badu bag. You know what I mean? So Summer Walker, I definitely, fuck with Summer. And one of the things I always shout her out for is a lot of people were shitting on her live shows like, yo, you boring. Shorty went out and got Tiana Taylor to start doing her choreography and working with her. And I thought that was dope. Like, yo, you heard niggas saying you ain't thorough like that. Went out and got Tiana to kind of work with it, get a joint better. So I definitely respect any artist who could take that feedback and not just, be like, fuck them niggas, don't come to my show then. But now, like, really went out and tried to get better. So that's who I got. Veg, who you got up next, bro?
All right, up next I got Common. Like with him, I like the singles. Like when he had Can I Borrow a Dollar, like I like the singles. But then when I heard more, I was like, yo, does this nigga hear the beat? Because he's wild off beat. Like, and I just I was thinking like,
this nigga said Common deaf. Is this nigga deaf?
Well, look, don't let me start
talking about way off beat, bro. He was. He was off beat, bro.
He was crazy off beat to me. And
he was on a jazz beat, son. It was a jazz beat.
Yeah. But I was just kind of like, and see, me back then, I wasn't the go to the open mic and fucking. Yeah. That wasn't me. I was stand-up comedy. That's what you would get from me if I was there. But I remember when Resurrection came out. And I was like, oh, this offbeat ass nigga got another album. But I heard I Used to Love Her. And I was like, that shit's kind of ill. Like, that shit's kind of hot. I ain't gonna front. So I was finding a way to like tolerate it. But it wasn't until I bought One Day It'll All Make Sense. And it did. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
this joint right here. That's
like, oh. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being on beat for him, even though he kind of improved that in later years. But I didn't care on that album. I was just like, yo, these records are dope. This is a dope album. I feel like I'm learning about this guy who, already had 2 other albums. So I didn't really know him like that. But originally, my sister still hold that shit. I be having to defend Common. Yo, he don't be doing that shit no more. You got to relax. Like, he on beat now. Like, you can listen. But back then, I was like, nah.
That's like when your baby cousin pee in the bed and for the rest of his life, like, nigga, nah, nigga, you piss in the bed. Like, nigga, I was 8. Like, nah, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You still pee in your bed, nigga. Like, you ain't never living that shit down.
Right. On the R&B side, I got Alicia Keys. Mainly because the Fallen joint was getting so much airplay that I hated that fucking record. Because, sometimes black folk, everything becomes a goddamn anthem. And I'm like, nigga, Did you go through that? Or you just with everybody else?
Right.
But I remember, I got the album and there were joints I liked. And I was like, oh, she cool. But that second album was when I was like, okay, I'm a fan.
Diary.
Yeah. I was like, this shit here is more my speed. And then I just kind of became a fanboy after that. But initially, it was like, she's cool. I don't really like the Fallen joint, but she switched up a lot with those albums. And now I'm the only nigga that like the new shit that come out. Like, I feel like I'm the only one. Like, oh yeah, I don't like this. Y'all don't fuck with her. Okay.
I mean, that's the perfect layup to what we talked about last week. Like, where people fall off and why. Like I said, one day Alicia Keys was shit. I swear to you, the next day niggas was like, who? Oh, we don't fuck with her. And I'm like, no, y'all did. But y'all did. Y'all love Falling. A Woman's Work, Unbreakable. Like, y'all loved all that shit. Women was like, nope, she's done. Canceled. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it happened quick and swift, too. Ralph, who you got up next, bro?
I got the Roots. Organics and Do You Want More? I didn't. Do You Want More? I didn't like hate it, but it just wasn't my. It wasn't my thing. And then like my friends that wasn't from Philly, they was like, "Yo, like, what is this? Open mic." Bullshit. Like they was coming at, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. And then like the only thing I remember listening to it and the song "Do You Want More." He shouted out Oak Lane, and I was hype about that. That was it. But I just he was like Oak Lane in the house. I was hype about that. But Silent Treatment was cool, and I really liked it more later on. But I just couldn't get into it. They just wasn't. And then Clones came out and changed all that shit. Changed all of that shit.
I ain't gonna front. Changed it for me too, bro. Shit, I said, "Oh my god!"
When I heard Fast, changed all that shit, and then that Concerto,
Desperado, shit. Woo!
It was over after that. It was over. So and I hear there you go. There you go. There you go. Push up your lighter. Man. Come on, man. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sitting here looking at the I guess it's the 20th anniversary joint. When you talk about Do You Want More and they had a nigga with bagpipes, I was like, nah, nigga, I'm good. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. And then like Quest was like trying to brag about like, yeah, we got bagpipe. Nigga, who the fuck was like? I felt like the boy. What's my man? When Rowdy Piper on International Players, and like, yo, your man dressed like Rowdy Piper. Like, nigga, you bragging about having bagpipes on a hip-hop album?
Nah, Quest a different nigga. You already know that, man.
I ain't know that at the time. I'm just like, this nigga. You say that like you got Jazzy Jeff scratching on your album. You got Rufus, whoever playing bagpipes. Nigga, we don't give a fuck about that.
They caught me off guard. I was like, oh, because I used to see the boy Kamal at the Thanksgiving.
I don't even think Kamal was on this joint like that. I don't think he joined. He joined with Illa Duff because this was still Scott Storch.
Yeah, he joined after. I used to see him at the King Germantown game.
Yeah, the boy went to King or something.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Then he was in the group. Yeah, but initially I wasn't messing with him like that. You know what I mean?
Nah, me neither, bro. And it felt bad to say that, to be on Morgan's campus in 95 and be like 94, 95 and be like, I mean, I like Proceed, Mellow My Man, and Silent Treatment. Like those were the three that like had me, but I was good. And niggas knew that shit too. All that no sampling. I was like, nigga, that's a horrible marketing technique in 1994, 95 when niggas is still on the SP 1200s talking about no sampling and we got bagpipes. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Trey, what you got up next, bro?
All right, so I'm gonna just anything outside of the Northeast corridor, like in the beginning, like anything outside of New York and Philly on the hip hop side, and I just want to highlight a couple of them that I Twister, number one, right? This fast rapping nigga, like what the I don't understand none of that shit you talking about. None of it.
I was the same way.
Hell yeah, niggas like, yo, but he in the Guinness Book of World Records, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
None of it.
Like, when did that become a criteria for somebody being dope? You in the Guinness Book of World Records, you rap so fast I can't understand you, nigga. That's not nothing to be proud of.
But then when I heard that nigga on that pole pimping shit in the backseat, that nigga, he crazy on that. He absolutely murdered that record. I said, "Oh, wait a minute, pause. This nigga's nice.
Yeah,
fuck all that. I don't care how fast the nigga rapping. He nice, super nice. You know what I'm saying? Far Side, right? You know, that high squeaky nigga in the beginning. I used to sport a shag and all that shit. Wasn't impressed. But then I went back and I heard Lab in California. That album is a masterpiece. that motherfucking, and then when you got Dilla on the beats, and I seen the drop video with the reverse shit, just the creativity that these motherfuckers had, newfound respect, man. I had to take a reverse on that shit. Motherfucking Bum B and Pimp C, them niggas.
That's one of mine. That's one of mine. Yep, UGK is one of mine. Yep.
Man, I wasn't trying to hear that shit in the late 80s, early 90s, nigga. What? You know what I mean? Fucking what was the shit? Oh man. Damn. You probably if the shit about him having a weight on him in the whip. What
the pocket full of stones.
Pocket full of fucking stones. That was it for me. I said that because my man had to translate it for me. My man down in Texas, he had to break it down to me. He's like, "Nigga, you like no." He was like, "Yo, man." I said, oh, okay.
He said that nigga need an anger translator.
Yeah,
like, nah, I don't know.
Talking about, you know what I mean? So, and then 2 Live Crew, them niggas, Brother Marquise, like, what's this booty shaking shit? Until I went to an experience.
Turn.
You gotta go to the experience. You can't just hear it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the experience. So then after that, the Doodoo Brown shit. Anytime that shit come on in the party, Doodoo Brown, you see the chicks be like, "Oh, this is it." You know what I mean? So yeah, anything outside of the Northeast corridor, I wasn't really rocking with until these things happen. And on the R&B side,
Trey, stay there for a quick sec, bro. Because the thing about that I agree with you is, like, I always say some things I feel like with a lot of the down south and out Midwest shit, you had to be there. Like, to me, it's like go-go. Like, when I first got to Morgan, they was playing go-go. I was like, yo, get this shit out of here. And one of my boys from PG County was like, nah, bro, let me take you out to this go-go out Oxon Hill. I guarantee you. So I think so much of what happens in that Houston, that chopped and screw shit, I don't want to hear nothing slowed down. You know what I mean? That don't even make sense to me. But I'm sure if I went to college in Houston and was out there, I'm sure it would click to me. You know what I mean? Or one of my homegirls went to school in Oakland. She fucks with all that E40 shit. Like, I just think certain vibes you gotta be there to really 100% grasp it. And I always say this to people because it's not always the East Coast hating on y'all, but y'all also gotta understand that some of y'all shit just ain't like anybody can just listen to it and appreciate it. Like you said, your man had to explain to you, like, these niggas was speaking a whole nother language. Like, and I don't think boys from other spots understand that. So it's not always an East Coast boy hating on y'all or y'all just don't like us, Texas. Nigga, we don't understand y'all. It's not that we don't like y'all, but we don't get it. You know what I mean? So it's a show called Blind Spot, and I think it was on Showtime, and it's based in Oakland. Real dope story, but like, hip hop, you know how the Wire, like Baltimore is part of the Wire, like Oakland is part of the show. And like their music, that hyphy thing, the dances. And from watching Blind Spot, now I'm like, oh shit, like I'm Shazamming shit on the show. And it's like E40. I'm like, oh shit, that's E40 or that's Too Short. So it's like you sometimes just gotta, and that's just me watching the show. So I couldn't even imagine if I spent the summer in Oakland, like growing up or something like that. So I just think I always tell boys, y'all got to chill with that. It's not always we hating on y'all. It's just that sometimes y'all also got, like I said, when people be like, yo, I ain't really feeling Westside Gun. I understand. I totally understand. It's not like I'm like, nah, not Gun. When people like, yo, I'm not fucking with Rock Marciano. Totally get it. He's not for everybody. I just need other people to understand that your shit that goes on in your community isn't for everybody. It's just not something that's just everybody. You heard Run DMC, everybody loved it. You know, you heard the Fat Boys, everybody loved it. You hear E40, like you said, I don't even understand 80% of what the boy's talking about. You know what I mean? So I just always tell people, why y'all gotta give us a break. I'm tired of this East Coast bias and East Coast hate. Y'all gotta understand some of y'all shit. Motherfuckers in Houston, y'all slow y'all shit down. The fuck? That is like, y'all don't see that as like, okay, I can see why a nigga wouldn't like this. Like, and they be like, nah, everybody should like, nah, stop, bro. No, everybody should not like their favorite song slowed the fuck down.
Right. But we got that same bias with us too. You know what I'm saying? For people that's outside our region. You know what I mean? Like, we expect it because we're, I guess, the foundation. We expect everybody to just get into our shit. Where you go somewhere else It ain't, you know what I mean? They we ain't fucking with that because it's not a part of our culture. Like that's
Right.
your shit, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. And then again, at the end of the day, for New York, nigga, if you liked hip hop, you had to like New York. So it's like LA, y'all had to like this shit. The Midwest, down south, everywhere in between, y'all had to like this shit.
That was the starting point. That was
coming out of that, you know. Yeah. But again, y'all expected the same in return just because of who y'all were. And it was like, I didn't like NWA and the Posse. I didn't like that album. You know what I mean? You know, but then when they do Straight Outta Compton, now I like them. You know what I mean? So just everybody chill with that shit. It ain't always East Coast bias and we don't like y'all. Just come on, y'all. It's 2026. We got to stop this shit. Trey, who your R&B person?
I mean, this boy was cool, but you know what I mean? Like now, nigga, he's one of the greatest of all time. But, you know, he was a young boy. So you know, and that's Usher. Usher, however the fuck you want to call him, whatever you want to call him. You know, he had to grow. For me, like I heard, you know, what was the first joint? All the time I think of you.
Right.
Oh, okay, this is a nice little cute, whatever. Fuck out of here, boo.
Yeah.
Then, this nigga gets with Jermaine and give me that. You made me want to leave the one I'm with. I said, oh.
Yeah, that was it for me too.
Uh-oh. And then Confessions, pew, we out of here. Goodbye.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Trey. I heard him singing over fucking Who Got the Props. I'm like, nah, nigga. Nah, I'm good. Now, he did have that banging slow jam that Devontae did. I forgot the name of that joint. It was crazy, like him and Devontae in the drop top. It was crazy. Dope slow jam. But yeah, I wasn't until that Lead the One You With joint. That's when I was like, okay, this bull. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. Spence, what you got up next, bro?
38 Spesh. It was the voice for me. He sounded like Nas Jones Who Killed It, like all the time. And I just couldn't deal with it. Wow.
That's a good one, Spence.
Yeah, I
couldn't
for
shot,
a long time.
Yeah.
And then I heard he started dropping the Jones where he rapped over 94 beats, 95 beats. And he did a joint with Benny Conway and him off of Scarface. I Never Seen a Man Cry. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, all right, I get it now. He said something like, I caught an F with my O from my ex, like I tried to spell Fox. And then I was like, this boy funny too.
Yeah.
I was like, he's funny, but what I do like about him though is when he rap with Ransom, Shay, whoever, he stays his pace no matter what. He's like a basketball. You can't speed me up. I'm gonna do my style no matter who I'm with. And I think it actually helped him stand out more. Because he's not trying to be like Rand or be like Benny or be like Shay or whoever. And you know, so I kind of started swinging the other way after a while.
Yeah. Nah, 38 a good joint. I think what got me was the joint off this joint, man. I got shit down here. I didn't even realize I got a whole stack of CDs I ain't even open yet. These shit's still sealed. But this Benny joint, when he was on this joint, we was like, I got my own stick, like I'm about to go play pool. Like, you know what I mean? And like you said, he's funny too. Like, you know, my bitch, that's one paid mule.
One paid mule.
Like, you know, y'all niggas want drama. You know, y'all want drama. Y'all want to go to Sunday school. You know, so yeah, I love that nigga style. But like you said, at first it was like, yo, this boy a little weird. But you know, once you get into him, it's like, yeah, Spesh got some shit. Man.
And then you see him on the freestyles with Sway, how he actually really try to put the charisma in it. So that
he's hilarious. The freestyles are hilarious.
He's funny.
That nigga said it was 5 freaks. So many hoes try to get in my whip. I had to assign seats.
I put the stove in the truck.
Right. And that's exactly how it be. But I love the fact that he always got quotables to me, man. Like, and that's what I love. I love a good quotable that you can go back to. Like I said, you know, I got my own stick, like I'm about to go play pool. The next boy I got, the boy Jim Jones. When he first came out, I just thought he was a hype boy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he be in Cam's videos or whatever like that, but just was never really into the boy like that. But he had a joint on Pete's second album, the New York's Finest, called We Rollin'. and Pete annihilated that beat, and Jim on it, he just sounded good. And that's why I think it a lot of times comes back to me is just the beats. It's like when I hear these commercial radio boys finally over a good beat and they sound good, it's like, oh, okay, like let me look into this, because I ain't like the whole what was that joint, Ballin'? I hated Ballin', man. Like, you know, I know that's his biggest hit, but it was like, you know, like I'm listening to the Pete joint, like this the same boy. And then I know, Rel, I think we've talked about it, that people have said that Max B was writing this shit and all this stuff. And because to me, Jim is another one of them MCs who I thought got better. You know what I mean? Over time, you know, and I know I'm one of the few people, but that El Capo with the Heat Makers, for me, that's a 5 mic classic. I still bang that to this day. I love that album. And even the joint at the Church's Steps, the joint he dropped last year was a dope album. I think what overshadowed it was when he started talking shit about Nas. And that kind of just, everybody was just like, oh, this nigga bugging, nigga, you ain't better than Nas or whatever like that. But that at the Church Steps, Vague told me to tap into that. And I was like, I never stopped listening to that joint. You know what I mean? So definitely Jim. And then on the R&B side, I'm going to do the flip of Summer Walker and say SZA. Same exact problem as Summer. Didn't know who she was, couldn't keep up with it, whatever. But Nay always will be in here bringing broken clocks and everything off that first album. And then when the SOS album came out, me and they really got into that. Then the tour with Kendrick was crazy. So definitely a SZA fan now. But again, it was hard for me to tell her apart from all the other whisper singers out there. Vague, who you got up next?
Rick Ross. I remember, you know, I was transitioning into the workforce for the most part in radio, but still kind of helping to produce strictly hip hop. And I remember one of the dudes was like, "Oh, you don't like Rick Ross?" And I was like, "That every day I'm hustling ass nigga. What the fuck, nigga? You know where I come from? Like, no, I don't like that shit. Like, what this? Because and also it was like the ringtone era, so it was kind of like drowned out. But then I heard this one record. I think it was on the same album with him, Nelly, and some singer, and I was like, "Oh, that's just kind of a jam. I ain't gonna front."
Here I am. That's
Here I am. When I heard that shit, I was like, well, I fuck with that.
Crazy.
I was like, I fuck with that one.
Yeah.
But Deeper Than Rap, when that came out, I was like, oh nah. I don't know what changed about him. But at that point, I ain't give a fuck what 50 was saying. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if he come and arrest me right now, nigga. This shit hot. Okay? Yeah. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then when he followed it up right after that, I was like, nah, he got 2 joints that I really mess with heavy. So I checked for him ever since. You know, shit, I got a whole playlist of like raw shit. So, but initially, and then to me, every fat nigga was trying to be Biggie at some point to me. You know, right. Man, and I was like, oh, they just getting fat niggas to try to replace my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was getting upset.
Yeah.
But
and the crazy part,
different.
And the crazy part was, I think for a minute, Puff was trying to sign him and Nicki Minaj to try to market them as the new Big and new Little Kim. I remember that going on for a minute. It's like, nigga, stop trying to replace people and just find new motherfuckers. How about that, my nigga? You know what I mean?
That's a novel idea. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's funny with Rick Ross, Vague, I thought he was from Philly because of the Beard. This is exactly when beards started moving outside of Philly, because there was a certain time that if you saw a nigga with a beard, it was like, oh, you from Philly. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, this nigga from Philly. You know what I mean? I got to tap in. I'm like, he don't sound like he from Philly, though. Like, this don't got no slang or nothing like that. So that was really the first time, which I hate y'all, man. I know I've said this before, but Vague, I know you remember this. Like, yo, and I'm sure we all do to some extent. It's like, you be on campus and you could be like, oh, there go the PG niggas. Oh, yo, there go the Philly niggas. Oh, there go the New York niggas. Like, everybody had their own style. And I just feel like now it's just all mixed together. You go on Howard campus right now, you can't tell who's from where, man. Just everybody look the same. And I'm just like, yo, that shit. Then it's a reflection of the music, too, because everything just sound the same. Like, in 92, you could be on the bridge and you'd be like, oh, PG County niggas, they got them long-ass socks on, or yeah, I mean, they got the temper tape haircuts or whatever. Oh, fatigues. Oh, that's New York or maybe Jersey. You know what I mean? But Now it's just all mixed together. So I miss the days where you could tell where a nigga was from. Because I can't tell you how many times, I mean, maybe not for the past 15 years, because beards are everywhere, but I would be like, yo, what part of Philly you from? Niggas be like, oh, I'm from Boston. I'm like, nigga, y'all got beards in Boston? Like, but for people watching who are young, like that's how real it was. Like, you did not see people with beards. And I don't even mean no big beards, almost just like any beard that was thicker than an Ice Cube beard. Like, Ice Cube to me was like the regular beard, the faded side joint. That was the most you was getting. But for a while, Freeway was the only nigga with a beard. And you look back at Free's videos, he didn't even have a big beard like that. That nigga really only had like little strays here and there. But now everybody looked the same. But who your R&B person, Veg?
Well, real quick, I was gonna say, when you think about it today, the difference is the internet and social media.
Yeah.
Because how we were saying, like you said, we couldn't relate to chopped and screwed music. We didn't know what that was. We was just listening. Now you can go watch a nigga give a whole documentary on YouTube, and you from somewhere else, and now you know it. You know what I'm saying? Or you might see the way they dress and be like, yo, I don't really fuck with those shirts, but those pants are hot. So it's kind of like everybody's sharing culture. So now there's one culture for the most part.
Because I mean, that ass was that time where if you had a temp, you was from PG or DC. Like,
right.
You would not see a Philly nigga, a Brooklyn nigga, a Jersey nigga with a temp tape. Like, it just didn't exist. You know what I mean? But
and how you wore your Timbs.
Right.
How you wore your Timbs.
Yo, y'all see Steph wearing his Timbs tonight? Y'all see the behind the scenes of Steph coming in the stadium? Just Google it when you get off. You get a good laugh.
Up, super tight.
Have a good laugh, man. Have a good laugh at Steph's expense, man. Aisha ain't hook him up tonight. You know what I mean?
My R&B is the Weeknd. Early on, when I heard that nigga singing, and the minute he started cursing, I was like, man, get this shit out of here. I'm old school, nigga. Yo, what the fuck you cursing for, man? You're supposed to be talking to the ladies properly, okay?
Right.
If you like him. But I was just kind of like, he's all right. Like, I feel like he's for another generation, whatever. But then when he started doing shit that kind of had that like pop sound to it, and I was like, somehow this shit's not annoying me, and I'm kind of really fucking with it. You know what I'm saying?
I can't feel my face shit.
Yeah, when he started doing shit like that, I was like, okay, this I could fuck with. And like every album after that, I just be in on it. Like this last album, I think it was the last album, they did this dope ass flip where like when the beat starts, it just sounds like a buildup or whatever of a record. But then it kind of goes in and you hear a little bit of the Thriller vibe. And I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy the way they did that. And then the way he sings, I hated his voice before when it was traditional R&B, but I was like, this shit just goes. And the quality, and like, I just found myself like, how you start thinking like, damn, I built a career hating this nigga. Now I think I love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'll be checking for his music when it come out, as long as it's like in that lane. Cause I think that's actually better for him. As an artist, it just sounds better. So,
right. Crazy thing with the Weeknd, bro. I would have never pegged this nigga to be like one of the biggest stars in the world. Like, I want to say I saw something about him like he has the most streams or something crazy. He holds the record for something crazy, and I honestly, and I think the boy is talented. I just don't know how he blew up to get to that level. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Oh, how?
We ain't getting enough Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, the real one. He the one.
He took the money and ran. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rocked with his mentor on that joint. He figured it out. Like,
He like, oh, you don't want this lane? Shit, I'll get right in that pocket.
That's crazy. Do we know why Frank stopped?
Yeah, he ain't rock with the business. So he masterminded it and put out that album that I think didn't go on the streaming services or some shit. He caked off, then he gave it back to him and then they put it on the streaming services. It kind of like flipped it. He tricked the record company somehow, got the bag double time, and then he left.
All right, damn. All right, bro, who you got up next, bro?
I had one that Trey said. I had UGK. I had a homeboy that liked UGK like early on, and when I heard it, I thought it was the worst, most countryest shit I ever heard. I was like, "What the?" And he was like, "Yo, you hate it?" I said, "Bro, like, nah, this is not. I cannot listen to this shit, bro." It was more so Pimp C at that time. Like, if you ain't never, like, if you've been on in Philly your whole life, right? Like, hearing Pimp C for the first time, like, early on, you like, nah, I can't. But then, you know, later on, like, they started getting features on everybody's stuff. And I'm like, and I started hearing them, and then they was trashing everybody. Like, they trash Hove to me, like, on Pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? They, the 3-6 Mafia joint, they trashed them on Sipping on SZA. I'm like, yo, these dudes,
they killed that.
Yeah, all right, these dudes is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they was on International Players Anthem. Like, you know what I'm saying? And after Andre, Pimp C has the best verse to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they just was smashing everything. So then it was able me to, you know, go back and listen and, you know, start to appreciate their music more. Because as a young boy, like, I was not trying to hear that shit. But now, like, I can understand it a little bit better. And, like, you know, I can't describe it. Like, it's like a swag that they got over there that I didn't understand, you know, from where I'm from, that I understand now. You know what I'm saying? It makes me appreciate, like, Pimp C and Bun B. You know what I'm saying? Because they, like, Ho had to do a whole nother verse, because the original, he only had the one verse, and both of them went crazy on him on that one. So he had to put another joint on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what joint I really fuck? What is that? Get Trilled? Is that it?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
What is it?
Dun 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 dun. Get whatever. Oh my, yo! When I heard that, I said I give up, man. These niggas.
A trill nigga polo.
Yeah, at Hill. Yeah. That joint was crazy. Or what did he say? Something like, no girl say no, I won't. No, I can't. Fuck that. Or no. I said, yo, these,
they nice. They nice.
And it's funny because, again, it's just like over the right beat. Like, oh, you know, because if they would have had another beat, because it's the beat that caught me. I was like, yo, this beat hard. You know, and then I hear that, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good pick, y'all. That's a good pick. Trey, who you got up next?
Well, he didn't do his R&B joint.
Oh, my bad. You got R&B, Rob?
No.
Okay.
All
right. Another sacrilegious, and this is because hip-hop was transitioning at the time, and I ain't really fuck with this movement for a second. And that was, you know, the Tribe Called Quest. Fuck it.
All right. What was you gonna say? What was you gonna say?
I was gonna get into the whole Jungle Brothers, like that whole shit.
All right. I
ain't really fuck with that whole shit because with the beads and all that, I ain't in the overalls with the colorful shirts and shit. Like, I was still in Rakim and G-Rap mode. I was still in, you know what I mean, KRS-One shit. Like, you know, lyrics was, I mean, you know, like, I wasn't in all of that, you know, whatever the fuck that was at the time. You know what I mean? So, you know, people just think of travel. They had a couple of joints, you know, Bonita Applebaum. That was cool in the college party and shit. You know, Can I Kick It? Yeah, that was cool, but I wasn't into the garb and all that. And I kind of knew that them niggas was fronting a little bit.
You know what you mean?
Meaning, I don't think that was really them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it told me that wasn't really them.
On low end.
That shit that I said, oh, changed my whole, like, everything changed. Everything changed. It was like a full 180. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was, I mean, not to say that Q-Tip, he mastered, you know, being able to pick out these records and being able to flip them on. I heard some of that in People's Instinctive Travel, but Low in Theory, it was something about the EQ and the sound and the drums and the way they hit. They hit like I was accustomed to. It was that street shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way they dressed. These niggas was in Queens on top of the fucking laundromat with the baseball hat and the jerseys. It was what now we get in the full picture of who y'all are. Y'all niggas from Queens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We know what this, I see what this is about. And so that just changed my whole perspective of who they were. Now, not to say, you know, that I went back and went to People's Instinctive and loved it. I still don't like it like that. It's cool. You know what I mean? But Low in Theory and Midnight Marauders, Jesus Christ. Come on, man. You talking about two of the best albums ever created by men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Tribe is that. And then on the R&B side, sacrilegious shit, but it's Aaliyah. When he was Back and Forth was cool. I like Back and Forth, but that age ain't number the number shit, no. That At Your Best, fucking doing the Isley Brothers shit, no. And I just didn't think, I thought she was a whisperer. Like I didn't hear the vocal dexterity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know, it was like, you know, some knockoff Janet Jackson shit. You know what I mean? Like real soft and shit. You know what I mean? But then when she got away from the pedophile and went to motherfucking Timbaland and them and Missy and got that production and got that writing shit and came with the one in the millions and all of that shit. Nigga, lights out. Lights out. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan of Aaliyah out the gate. I thought she was cute, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, nah, wasn't a fan until she went over there.
Yeah, that one in a million a problem, man. I remember the first time I heard that. Like, we was in the studio, niggas just stopped. Like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like, why the beat like that? Like, who's short? Like, it was like, oh, shit, that's Aaliyah? Like, and then, like you said, once you got that, what's that off the Nutty Professor soundtrack? Are You That Somebody? Oh, that was a rap.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a whole summer. And the crazy thing is, I remember I was in a club in New York, and yo, they put that on. It's like it's slow as shit, but the whole club lost their mind. Like it ain't even a club banger per se, because you can't really dance to it. But you put that on, man. When that was everywhere, man. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Spence, who you got up next, bro?
DMX. Yeah. And I was late to DMX, to be honest, because I heard the Pull It with Cam John, and I like that. But then I heard Get At Me Dog. He was barking and all that, and I kind of just was like, I was kind of like, Then I think part of it too is my daughter was born. Then 3 weeks later, I moved into my first house, so I kind of left it alone. Then the second joint came out later on that year.
Dog in Hell is Hot?
The Flesh of My Flesh.
Flesh of My Flesh,
came out, and that didn't really do nothing for me. So I just kind of left him alone again. Then my man, we was talking about hip hop, and he kept saying DMX is in his top 5. I was like, what? So that was in my argument stage. I was a young boy at that time. So I said, all right, let me go back to this first album, because I never really listened to it. And then when I listened to it, I was like, oh shit, I missed out. When I heard Crime Story, I heard ATF, I heard the Convo, Damien. I'm like, oh, this joint is. I was like, damn, you got me. Then I started listening to the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of like got on to it. I still think that's his best album. And then I think he did kind of tear off as time went on. He still had Jones, but I just completely wasn't really rocking with him for a while. Yeah.
Yo, you know the beautiful thing is, Spence, is you eventually tapped in. I've never heard an X album.
I've
never heard an X album. Same thing with like you said, yo, I never forget. Well, we be on my block. Cass is not Cassidy yet. We all outside. I'm like, yo, one, this nigga bit the Bozak beat from EPMD. And that's when I was really in my hip hop Avengers bag. Like, nigga, oh no, you use the same sample. No, fuck that. I already don't want to hear you. And then you barking like a dog, like, and not even a real dog. Like, you're really like, nigga, this is like Boomerang or like, you know, Coming to America. Like, you ain't even barking like a pit. And I was just like, I'm on my block, like, y'all fucking with this nigga? And I just never tapped in. Just never tapped in. I did like that one song. What is that? The joint with Faith, where they on 125th about the shorties.
Yeah.
Is you gonna give me a buzz? Yeah, that whatever that shit is. But you know what?
How it's going down.
Yeah, how it's going down. How it's going down. That was my shit. That was my shit. Even the shit off the Romeo Must Die, the joint with him and Aaliyah was dope too.
I like that.
Matter of fact,
Back in One Piece, that joint,
that shit was crazy. You know, I'm gonna listen to it tonight, bro. So I should start with "Is Dark and Hell is Hot."
Yep,
that's the one.
First,
that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll be with my people, Shy, Ski, and Kamai. They was like, "Yo, you ain't never heard no DMX?" I'm like, "Never heard the album. Never had a reason to, man." You know what I mean?
My favorite joint on there is the convo, though, man. Like he's talking to he talking to God, and
that's so crazy.
Yeah, and he get hyped as the joint go on.
Yep,
you was there. You just keep.
And then when you get to the second album, the songs that have the locks on there are crazy. Like, super crazy. Like, there's a joint with the locks and Jay-Z.
Blackout.
Yeah. And there's another one with Kiss on the hook. We like, used to be my dog. You was in my left tick. They're crazy. All right. So, yeah.
All right. Y'all got me hyped, man. Last boy I got up. Now I got some extras to the size. Wale. Heard him on the Roots joint with Chrisette Michelle. And I was like, it's cool. You know what I mean? Whatever. And being out here in DC, of course, it was all this hype. Just Wale. And I heard the first album, and I was like, I mean, it's cool, but you know what I mean? I ain't really get it. And what would happen throughout Wale's career, he would always have these chick songs that I fucked with. You know, like I Love Bad, I Love Matrimony with Usher. I just was never a fan of like his club songs or when he tried to be too MMG, like whatever. But I could probably say now with this last album, Everything Is a Lot, the joint he just dropped, yo, I love that album. Like
he found his pocket in that one. His pocket.
It's like it's one of those things where I could see this album getting 5 mics from me because I listen to it all the time.
I heard a lot of leaned into his bag on it. He leaned into his bag.
Only knock on Wale is he stayed jacking the R&B song. Like there are like at least 8 songs on here that are just straight jacks. I mean, Maxwell's Pretty Wings, Cut Close, like SWV. We could run down the list, but I'm trying not to be in my producer snob bag anymore. Like, yo, if it's a dope song, it's a dope song. This album is incredible, bro. Like, I really am a fan. Like I told me and they love it. I was like, yo, Wale, you know, do a show out here, we going. And I never thought in a million years I would say some shit like that.
Let me before you go on, just let me ask you real quick about it because I'm hearing a lot of great things about it. What has changed that makes this particular album better than or made you a believer in Wale? Like, because the joints that I did hear, it sounds like vintage Wale. So what changed?
I think when I would hear a Wale album in the past, it was almost like a little bit of everything. Like I got 3 songs for the girls, 3 songs for the streets, 4 songs for the clubs, 2 songs for this. Like, and I've never been a fan of like those type of albums. Like I'd rather you just, you know, I always use the example of gospel music, where it's like artists, you have a CeCe Winans album. This one is, you know, I forgot what it's called, what kind of gospel, not commercial gospel, but whatever. Then you have a praise and worship album. I'd rather artists do those things than try to mix everything together. Like you got your 4 commercial songs, 4 praise and worship songs. Just give me a whole album of what you want to do. Then we'll come what you are, then we can come back and do a praise and worship album. And I can be like, I'm not in the mood for praise and worship. I'll just wait for your other, you know, your what I don't know what is it called? Not commercial gospel, but Mainstream, that's another word, but I can't think of it. But yeah, like mainstream, like contemporary. Like I'd rather so I always felt like Wale was put like this. He was like a golden corral. It was like a little bit of everything for everybody. And I want to go to a burger spot. Like which is I like specialty shit. And I feel like on this album it's all his specialty. Like it's a whole bunch of him talking about relationships, where he's at, what he's doing. I don't know if there's any club bangers on here. You know, he does have one song that's very MMG-ish, which is still a hard ass beat. You know what I mean? But to me, there's not one song that I skip on this album. You know, he's got like the Afro blue. What do they call that shit now? Afro
beats.
Yeah, Afro beats with like you know, he's got some of that shit. So for the most, I just think it's all of the same thing, where in the past I've always felt like his album's like, oh, I'm fucking with it. Oh, now you done lost me. Now you're trying to go to the club and make stripper music. It's like, nah, that ain't your lane, fam. Like your lane is the shorties. Like, and just stay in that lane and you be good money. And to me, that's why this album, why I like it so much.
Gotcha. I feel the same way. It's like on the other albums, you could tell like he was trying to, I'm gonna do this and do this, and the other stuff don't sound natural to me. You know what I'm saying? And this is his lane, and he stuck to it. And a lot of his issues too was himself, like with all the complaining and like he just was unlikable. You know what I'm saying?
He was immature.
Yeah, this one right here, he kind of just stuck to what he does well and gave you a whole album of it. It's like real vibey music. It's like music you sit back and chill, drink wine to. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And he did a really good job putting this one together. Like,
got you.
Yeah. Trust me, I never thought in a million years with all the albums that came out last year that Wale would be one of my probably top 5 albums I listen to the most. Yeah, I mean, that's no way I thought I could say that. And you know, Trey, I don't know if it was immaturity. I think Wale's just an asshole. I think that's just what it is. You know, even when he did the shit like with the young boy Kai Cenat or whatever, the streamer boy, and he was like, I guess he didn't know who Wale was, and everybody was clowning him, and then he like stepped to the board. He kind of like stepped to the board like, yo, you got me out here looking crazy because you ain't know who I was. And the young boy like, nigga, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, yeah, it's like one of those things. Like even when he's doing interviews, he like on the Breakfast Club with his hood on like this, like it's 5 a.m. Like he don't even want to be there. Like nigga, how the fuck you put out? Yeah, so I feel like he's just an asshole. Like that's just what it is. So a lot of his shit is just nobody likes you, my nigga. Like so it's not immaturity. It's just him. Like that's just him. Like how you know the Breakfast Club is 5 a.m, nigga. You ain't see that on the fucking on the joint your assistant gave you, like what we doing this week? Like Breakfast Club mean nigga, you up at 5 a.m. You know, he was on another video, hood on, glasses on, like yo, I just been here, nigga, that's the grind, my nigga. Like that, you a drug dealer complaining about having to stand on a corner all day. My nigga, that's the job. That's what the fuck you do. You want to sell records, you stand on the corner all day. But yeah, all that to just say, hey, he's an asshole, but he made a great album. And on the R&B side, I got Tamia, man. And it was just an immaturity thing. Like at that time when you put a move on my heart, I ain't want to be in love. Send me, we're some Jodeci, some like let's get freaky tonight. Like you put a move on my heart like that. That's too mature for me at that time. Now, you know, what really, and I mean, even through all her songs, I mean, I fucked with the joint. What was the joint that was a big hit that Fab was on?
Into You?
Yeah, Into You. I did like that. But the first time that I heard something that made me want to listen to a Tamia album was her last album with Pop and Oak. She had a joint called Sandwich and a Soda that I thought was crazy. And that like was so crazy. I was like, yo, I'm gonna listen to this album. The album was dope. But now I love You Put a Move on My Heart. Like there's so much R&B. That Tony Terry, When I'm With You, I used to hate that shit. Like, yo, who the fuck want to be with a joint all the time and think about When I'm With You? You know, but now I love the joint. So again, like Trey was saying earlier, I know for me, it definitely was the maturity in the R&B music. I ain't want to hear no Water Runs Dry and On Bended Knee. Like, nigga, ain't nobody proposing. We at college, nigga. We 20. Fuck you talking about On Bended Knee, nigga. So That was my joint. Vay, who you got up for your last joints, man?
MF Doom.
That's a dope pick.
Nice.
That's a real dope pick.
I was doing I think when he dropped around the time well, he dropped earlier than that, but I know when I was doing strictly hip hop, you know, you get some of those calls late at night, like y'all niggas not doing the right shit. Y'all need to be playing MF Doom, and y'all saying y'all young. I was aggressive. I'd be nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga, and because I didn't know who he was talking about, and I just figured, here come these book bag niggas. They only want to hear one sound all the time. Who the fuck is that? And I was like, yo, that's the dude that used to be Zev Love X, and I was like, word, because I used to love him and KMD and all of that. So I was like, word, that's him. So I went and reviewed the album, and I was like, I'm not playing this shit. This nigga just saying shit. Like, what the fuck? The nigga just saying random ass words and shit. But I was kind of fucking with the production, but I couldn't get over the rhyme style. So then I kind of chilled for a minute, and I think I started hearing some joints off of Mad Villainy, and I was like, this is the same MF Doom. And then Zev Love X is in the back of my mind, like, the nigga was nice. Like, just rock with it. So, you know, I kind of liked that, but I felt like I still wasn't a fan until I heard Gazillionaire. The way that shit hits, I was like, nah, what the fuck? I need to get my hip hop card checked. Like, this nigga getting busy on this, because he was kind of in and out with the flow on that one. Like, sometimes he say, okay, I'm gonna be in pocket. Next minute he like, nah, I don't feel like being in pocket. Or I'm gonna tell a couple of jokes and say it in such a way where you like, damn, I can't tell if he's serious or not. Like, this shit funny. So I think just over time, I gained a greater appreciation for him reinventing himself, definitely being different. You know what I'm saying? At a time where, I mean, maybe he felt like he had nothing to lose, but as you can see, his fan base and his influence on younger rappers is crazy.
Yep.
And I was just glad at the time, you know, I was strictly hip hop. Kill, you know how I was, man. Like, yeah. I'm gonna give y'all a true hip hop story starring Kill from Vegas. When Kill did strictly hip hop, you go up there, it's just like Apartment 5B, man. It's everybody's on the damn show. Everybody's there. When Vegas got there, I was like, everybody get the fuck out. If you're not my intern or a DJ, you don't need to be here. And niggas was like, oh, I used to give Kill rides. I'm like, Kill's not here. So ride yourself home, nigga. Like, but I think at that point in time, you know, I had to realize that when callers would call up like that, they put me on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And instead of me dictating, and I looked at it as a exchange. So after that, I was like, yeah, I slept on MF Doom. But you know, I'm a fan now, so I don't have an R&B. I don't know what category this nigga's in. Most people don't like him. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only nigga like, oh, I like fucking Sexual Chocolate. They're like, oh, that boy good. That's me with Kid Cudi. Like, that's me.
Oh yeah, you're by yourself.
Right. Every time I say it, niggas be like, oh, why? Nigga, why you like him? Right? Because when he came out, I was like, this nigga can't rap. If that's y'all calling him a rapper, he not a rapper. Definitely can't sing. And I was like, why the fuck do they like him? Because I heard Day and Night, right? But then I started liking that shit. And I was like, do I like it because it's just on the radio all the goddamn time and now I like it?
Yeah.
But then when the album Man on the Moon came out, I was like, it's just something about the music that I like about him, because it's a little bit of hip hop, it's some pop, like it's almost everything, and it's almost hard to describe.
It's a dope album. It's a dope album, Man on the Moon.
I think the first one is dope. I think if it came out now, he would be looked at in the same ways. Like, not that he can. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's not a singer or a rapper at all.
Like The Weeknd,
right? Like, people will say, "Oh, he's a fucking genius," and all types of shit like that. But I think I just like the way he puts his albums together. I don't even know who produced shit. Sometimes I don't even care. Like in hip hop, that's almost like mandatory for me to go look and see who made the beats.
Right.
I feel like I just like the music. I like some of the songwriting. I'm not sad, right? Like, 'cause some of that shit just be like, damn, this nigga a drug addict. Like, damn. I'm not, but I like the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely one for me because I'm telling you, you'd be like, oh, let me see your music collection. You'd be like, damn, this nigga got more than one Kid Cudi album? Like, yeah. Hey, I like it. What do you want? So, yeah.
I was about to say I'd never heard of Kid Cudi, but I was just looking. I did see that Kids See Ghost joint. That was one of them EPs that Ye put out, right? When he was doing that. Yeah. And I actually I wasn't mad at that joint.
That's kind of
the Ghost joint.
That's kind of the lane he kind of falls in, where it's like, I mean, Kanye's not on everything, but it's that kind of vibe. So,
okay, all right, bro. Who you got up for your last ball?
I actually got a hip hop and an R&B on this one. For the last one, I got Tyler the Creator.
That's who I was saying. I thought we was gonna both say. Yeah. What I mean,
yeah. I wasn't messing with him. It took one of my kids that I coached to like put me on, and it was a girl, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That coaching girls basketball to like kind of put me on to Tyler a little bit, and then when that what's the name of that joint with Lumberjack on it?
God, I know what you're talking about. I'm looking at
lost. Call me
if you get lost. Yeah.
That joint right there. That was it. That joint was crazy. I played that so much. That year that came out, that was one of my favorite albums of that year. I played that so much, and it allowed me to, listen to more of his stuff and realize like he really care about like the artistry. You know what I'm saying? If you ever hear him talk about it, like he one of the people that really care about that shit. So, I became a fan. It was cool that like somebody younger could put me on to something, you know what I'm saying, that I wouldn't have never listened to be honest. And I could
Tyler's the guy, man.
Yeah, Tyler. So that's my hip hop one. For R&B, this one's kind of crazy. We mentioned this person, and I had like a one-sided beef with this person. Johnny Gill, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Like,
you wanted to be in a group too, nigga? We both was fighting for the same spot.
I wanted to.
Oh, you had this man Stacey Lidasaur.
No, I wanted him gone, bro. Because listen, this is why. Listen, you got
him gone.
So you got New Edition, some young dudes, and then you got when they replaced Bobby with a dude that's like. I felt like he sound too grown. Like he sound like James Ingram or some. Like you put James Ingram in New Edition. I'm like, why you put this old sounding ass nigga? Like I was like, I don't like this shit, bro. Like, and then like he had that song. Rub Me the Right Way. Wasn't that? And he was like, can you feel? I'm like, yo, this is terrible. But as I mature.
This nigga said they put James Ingram in New Edition, nigga.
You get what I'm trying to say though? Like I was being funny, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like the way he sung was more older, like sounding than like sound like he should be singing with like Will Downing and them type of niggas. Like he had that type of with some young niggas in New Edition. I just was like, why do they do that? Like but again, I was immature. One, so as I matured, like I was able to appreciate it, but I did not mess with Johnny Gill like at all. Solo stuff, none of that shit.
Oh shit!
The funny thing, the wild part is Johnny probably actually saved the group. He was able to take them. He was able to take them from to be a little bit more mature, and then not just being popcorn love, and they
probably have been stuck. They probably been stuck there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't for him.
I'm telling you, under the blue moon, nigga, they was a rap.
Yeah. New Edition was on their last leg after that, man.
You gotta understand how old I was at the time. I didn't.
No. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't old nigga, but you know, So respect to y'all.
DC's finest. Trey, what you got for your last joint, boy?
All right, on the hip hop side, I got two niggas, the RZA and the Jiza. Both of them.
You
Come
going do me and we love you, Rocky.
Fuck out of here, nigga. FOH to both of them niggas. I wasn't trying to hear none of that shit.
Yeah, that was As
your coming out party, you two niggas. That's what we getting.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's what we doing. Nah, but. You know what happens after that.
Yeah. It's funny in this joint right here, Ben Merlis going off. Very dope book. Had him on the show to interview him. Because it's not just about the Juice Crew. It's really about Cold Chillin', the record label as a whole. Then they talk about how when they signed Jiza, Kane had just left. So they was really trying to market Jiza as the next ladies' man and everything like that. And it kind of like, then you read it and it kind of like makes sense to why you got, you know, that Jiza joint like that Come Do Me joint or whatever like that.
Me. Fuck out of here, yo. Yo, the title is wild, son.
Yo, I mean, again, you a 17, 18-year-old kid, you get the record deal, and they up here telling you, like, yo, to be a star, you gotta do this Come Do Me video. You like, fuck it. Like, okay, cool.
That was right on the heels of I Get the Job Done. So they was trying to replicate that shit with Do Me? Like, nah, man.
Yeah, dark skin dude. Hey, they said, hey. But here's the thing, just like Vague said, yo, we trying to find fat niggas to be the next Biggie. Niggas trying to find a dark skinned nigga with a high top fade to be the next Kane. Like, nigga, it's just like we are just looking for a model. We are not looking for if you got skills. We just need you to replicate what Kane was doing because he done left Cold Chillin'.
And the thing is, I know both of them, they was hot. I know they was hot.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm signed, but this ain't it. I know they knew that shit.
Yeah.
And as you can see, they went back to the lab and said, fuck all this shit. You know what? Voila, nigga, Wu-Tang. What you want now? So that's that. And on the R&B side, man, I'm mad at myself, but I'm gonna say it anyway because this is one of my favorite groups of all time. Toni.
Yep, I feel you. That little Walter shit. I used to be like, what down south funeral service are we going to with this Hey Little Walter, man? Get this out of here, man.
But even when they came with the first single off the second album, It Feels Good, I was still like,
okay. See, I at least did fuck with Feels Good. That Hey Little Walter, I was like, nah.
I didn't like that Mercedes kind of nice fellow. Met 3D in
that's like Pac's cousin or somebody, right? Like that's somebody who was like in Thug Life.
Like, nah, man. But then you know what came after that, man.
It never rains.
Come on, man.
And it's been a rap since then.
It's been a rap since. So yeah.
Nah, that's dope. And Spence, who you got up for your last joint?
I had Lil Wayne.
Okay.
When he came out with The Block Is Hot, I really wasn't feeling that. 500 Degrees, Lights Out. I really wasn't feeling them. I didn't really give them too much of a chance. When I heard him on Bling Bling, I said, all right, boy, actually all right on that joint. But then when he did the Carter one, I'm like, damn, I like this joint. Bring it back. I Miss My Dogs. I was like, oh, this joint is all right. He all right.
That Bring It Back joint was crazy.
Yeah, the Bring It Back was crazy. Then even when he did the DJ Drama mixtapes, the dedication joints, and that's when I started like messing with him. Then Carter 2, then Carter 3, he was out of here.
Carter 2 is my joint.
Yeah. Carter 2, Mob Music.
So here's the thing again.
Right after I get out of here, I'm about to go listen to that right there.
Never heard a Lil Wayne album. Should I start with the Carter 2?
I think so. That's my favorite. 1, 2, or 3,
Okay.
but I say 2 myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you would definitely connect with that instantly off the first track. Like,
yeah, the first, yeah. What is it called? What is the?
Is it the mob?
The mob.
The
When the mob, yeah. Automatically, you gonna fuck with that. You gonna fuck with
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just never get past the fact that this was this little braided nigga that was like 12 years old in these dumbass videos. And it's just like, and I've always loved Wayne as a feature artist. Like, I probably can't tell you one feature I've heard from Wayne that I didn't like. You know what I mean? But it just, nobody was ever like, yo, you ain't never heard Lil Wayne album? You need to listen to this. Like, nobody ever pushed me. So I'm going to listen to X and Wayne this weekend for the first time. The only joint, I got a couple people left over, Cam. Really wasn't feeling Cam until we got on Rock with Old Boy. I kind of liked, what was that shit with the police sample? Not the joint with him and Mace off the first album. God, what is that? Was the second single? Nah, not 357 with Mace, the next joint.
John, then they remixed it with Pun and all of them.
I think so. Hold, let me look real quick because I hate not about
Horse and Carriage. Horse and Carriage.
Nah, not horse and carriage. The joint is what means the world to you?
Oh,
what means the world to you?
And entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next album.
Yeah,
that's before he got with the Rock.
Oh,
that's
before.
The best
Okay.
album to me too.
That's before the Rock. Yeah.
That
Okay.
song he got with Dutch and Spade. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Was that
And
Damn Man?
Okay.
Where I'm from. Where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. R&B boy Eric Benet was not feeling the first album, but the second joint, loved that joint to death. That's like a 5 mic classic. Fantasia was not a fan of her. Like, yo, this yelling, screaming chick with no shoes on. But eventually, I don't know what got it, but it clicked. Flea Lord was not a fan of the boy, but he did the joint with Pete Rock, the People's Champ, and Killer Mike. Not that I never really didn't like Killer Mike. I thought he was cool, but just wasn't for me. But when I heard Michael, his last album he put out that won the Grammy, I was like, yeah, that this shit is crazy. Like, that's a 5 mic classic to me.
Yeah, he be rapping for real. Like.
Yeah, Mike be rapping, and having something to say. Now, I was gonna ask y'all this. I don't know if y'all know. So, what is a food that y'all didn't like that y'all now like, or maybe a food you never tried and then you tried and you was like, oh shit, this is dope. I know for me, cheesecake was one, because I know it's gonna sound stupid. Growing up, I thought cheesecake had cheese in it. So I was like, why would I eat something with cheese, a dessert with cheese in it? And niggas like, yo, you dumb as shit, nigga. Why would you think, nigga, it's called cheesecake, my nigga. If you call it a chocolate cake, the fuck do you think is in the cake? Strawberry? No, nigga, it's chocolate. That's why it's called chocolate cake. So don't try to play me because I ain't like cheesecake. But then the first time I had cheesecake, it was at my homegirl Sam birthday party. Yo, I was like, I don't believe I've been missing out on this. Like, cheesecake is my absolute favorite dessert. I can't believe I've been missing out on this all this time. And then a thing that got me is broccoli. Like, I used to hate broccoli growing up, but just being 51 and Nate stay on me, you don't eat enough vegetables, I still don't love it, but I can at least stomach broccoli now. So, Vay, what's a food that you wasn't fucking with that you do now?
Probably avocados. Because, growing up in Brooklyn and, like my grandmother's from St. Thomas and, you just kind of around shit that you're not used to. Like, my mother not from no island. She's straight up African American. So, that shit is fried chicken, soul food. So when it was shit like she started eating avocados, just peeling it, I'm just looking at it like, she's like eating fucking clay. Like, what is that? And, but when you see somebody eating something and it look like they're enjoying it, you like, let me try it. And I was like, this shit don't have no flavor. Like, what is this? So for a long time, I didn't even fuck with it. Guacamole, none of that shit. And then, like, I had it on my salad one time when I was a grown man, and I was like, oh, I think I get it now. Like, this is good, and it's really good for you. But at the time, I was like, what the fuck? Y'all just eating anything. You just picking shit up out the ground and eating shit. Like, what the fuck is avocado? But now, shit, I love it. So,
all right, no doubt. Bro, what about you?
I got two that I can think of. One was you already spoke about mushrooms. I ain't like mushrooms. And I never really, it's crazy. I ain't like it, but I never really tasted it either. I just was like,
Right.
But I was somewhere and they ordered pizza and the person got mushrooms on it. If I didn't eat it, I wasn't gonna eat nothing. So tried it and I'm like, damn, this shit's pretty good. And oysters. And I eat oysters crazy now. Like I love raw oysters.
I'm so shook of that, man.
Boiled oysters, all that. Yeah,
that's my wife's favorite. She love them shit.
Yeah,
I'm so shook of trying to oyster, man. It just I'm like, damn it. Like, it just feels like so evasive. Like, you really eating a clam. Like, I got to open this motherfucker up. It's like, I feel like it's like when you got to go kill a chicken. Like, I don't think I would eat chicken if niggas was like, go find which one you want and catch it. So, and clams, yeah, like bring his neck, kill it. But every year, like you said, I'm the sidebar ball with that because most of the peoples I rock with all love that shit. But I've just always been too scared to even try it, just thinking it'd be nasty. Trey, what's yours?
Shit, beets, squash, and okra.
God damn, all three of them things I ain't fucking with, man.
Beets, squash, and okra.
You know what made you start liking it?
I think it was beets. It was a mind playing tricks on me. When I was younger, the beets was the same color as cranberries. So when I first ate that shit, and I thought it was some sweet cranberry shit, I ate that shit. I spit it right out. I was like, "What the fuck?" It was bland, got no taste, got this beautiful color, and tastes like shit. So I hadn't had it for years, and then later on as an adult, I started putting it on my salads and shit. I mean, I had it on the salad. I think my wife had a salad and I ate it. I was like, yo, this shit is all right. And then started putting it in my juice, like a juice and shit, throwing the beets in there. Shit tastes good in that. So, and it's very healthy for you. So, squash, shit, I just had squash tonight. You know what I mean? Just got to season it up a little bit, saute that shit in the pan. Man, listen, I can squash by itself. And then okra, it was slimy as a mom. You know what I mean? Like, it was just slimy, like, you know what I'm saying? But now you throw them Jones in the black eyed peas for New Year's and all that, and you know what I mean? Get the nice seasoning and flavorings and all that. Mess with okra now, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's dope. Spence, what you got, bro?
Asparagus. I had a taste of that joint. My wife and I, we at this spot called Big Fish Grill on the waterfront in Wilmington, and she ordered it. She's like, "No, you gotta taste it, John." I said, "No, I'm cool." And then I tell you, I was like, "Damn, this joint is all right." And it's just the way they grilled it, seasoned it, and I've been rocking with it ever since.
That's dope. I remember the only thing I remember about asparagus was from Boomerang, where Shorty be like, "You want asparagus spears?" And it's like Martin's like, "It's racial, it's spear chucker." I ain't never had it, John, but I need to start eating better. And they stay on me day and night. Like, yo, how many vegetables you ate today? How many? Yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to get this shit up. Spence, where can they get at you, good brother?
88 Spence, everything, IG, Twitter.
All right, I see you with that steady beat. What's my name in the background right there? It's one of my favorite albums right there. From Gadget Joint? Yeah, Fireplace Records. Everybody out there, if you in Hyattsville, go through Fireplace Records. I gotta get the address so I can start shouting them out better. But definitely dope record store, always a dope conversation going on up in there. So definitely get with that. Rel, where can they get at you, good brother?
Uptown. Rel 215 on Instagram, JBen215 on X or Twitter. And yeah, that's it. Trying to get through this season of coaching so I can, relax and record some more music. But this coaching taking up all my time, man. So we're in a home stretch.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you. Well, salute for what you doing, bro, because the time you're spending with them girls, man, is really, impressionable on them. So definitely salute to you for doing that. Vay, where can they get at you, bro?
All right, you can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC. Check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast, News and Perspectives. But this year, I'm doing a series, 12 albums, once a month, saluting the year, 30 years since the year 1996. when you think about everything that dropped, Pac dropped 2 albums, dropped Hit 'Em Up, Nas, well, It Was Written, Reasonable Doubt, Stakes Is High, Illadelph, Half-Life, Lil' Kim, Hardcore, Foxy Brown. Like it's so many joints that happened in that year. So I figured, to kind of commemorate when those albums pop up, when the anniversaries pop up, I would do something special. So I bring on a guest for each album to help like review. By the time this is released, the first episode will be out, which is a Pac episode with Ak. But I also got the bull. Did I say it right?
The bull. The bull.
I got
Kill. Help him out.
Yeah. Right. I got Kill on the Illadelph joint. So just stay tuned for those episodes. Once a month, man, we breaking those albums down. So
yeah, and there's some jewels on that Illadelph episode that I know people don't even know about. So definitely tap into that. Trey, you gotta talk about this album, man. You know what I mean? Talk about the album a little bit, bro.
All right, so March 13th, I need everybody to stay tuned and be aware, get your antennas up. Me and my brother Derek D. Angeletti have collabed on a collaborative masterpiece in my mind. It's called Law and Disorder. I'm the law, of course, as a lawyer, and he's the disorder, man, because that's the mad rapper. But you won't hear the mad rapper on here, only on skits. You're going to hear Derek D. Angeletti as an MC. And I think there's a lot of people that don't really understand that is the foundation of who D-Dot is. You know what I mean? Most people know him as a producer. Most people know him as the mad rapper. But he's a spitter, for real. And so you're going to be pleasantly surprised by this. 13 tracks, all produced by D-Dot. And I think it's just a piece of work that nobody expected. But come March 13th, you're going to really hear what it's about. And matter of fact, Kill, as we get closer to the date of release, I definitely want to come on Apartment 5B and, let's do a listening. Let's test it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can tell y'all, I heard the album, Trey, you sent it to me Tuesday, I think. I haven't stopped listening to it. And that's the truth. Trey knows me. Trey's come through the crib, played me some joints. I'm like, it's cool. I'm messing with it. You know what I mean? This shit, nah. This shit knocked Rock Marcy out my rotation to get this in there. So it's some bangers on here. Like I said, I think
Trey is better than that noodle rapping ass nigga. I'm sorry. Y'all can continue on. Like
But the joint is crazy. Like I said, my takeaway of it is Trey is in his bag. I told him Glory to me is a different album. Glory to me is like you pissed off about what's going on in the world right now. You listen to Glory. This is just beats and rhymes and having a good time. You know what I mean? So Trey's in his bag. D-Dot. I'm like, people forget about Two Kings in the Cypher. Most people don't even know about Two Kings in the Cypher, who was D-Dot's original group, who really put Howard. One of the reasons I wanted to go to Howard was because they got a deal, Two Kings in the Cypher. And I was like, oh shit, that Howard, like the hip hop school. This is before Puff, before Bad Boy and all that. That's what made Howard stand out to me. Like, oh shit, you got people who go to Howard getting record deals, like type thing. And me in my mind, wanting to get a record deal, I'm thinking, okay, I got to go to Howard. So it's definitely a dope album. And again, I'm not saying that because Trey here, because Trey knows I would be like, it's good. You could switch this, you could move that. There's one song on there that's just a smash. Stayed on repeat for about an hour. That's just crazy. So
I appreciate
definitely
that.
You're gonna be hearing. Oh, no doubt. You're gonna be hearing more about that. One of my people's on Twitter was like, Kill, you got all these fucking records. You need to talk about a record. So that's what I'm going to start doing at the end of every ep. I'm going to pull out a record and talk about it. Trey, you will remember this. I've never seen this album in my life, and this is no coincidence. I was talking about this album, went to pick up my sister from the train station in Union Station. Trey, I don't know if you know, there's a record store out here in Union Station now.
And I know that.
Yeah, like a digging record.
I need you to,
you
know what I'm saying, now that I'm collecting. So yes, absolutely. We got
not no Sam Goody, Real Records. And I had never seen this before. This is Eddie Murphy, Boogie in Your Butt.
Nigga. What? Boogie in Your Butt?
No. This is Boogie in Your Butt.
That's the single?
No, this is the whole album.
Oh,
this is the whole Boogie in Your Butt album. I've never seen it with the picture disc. I've got the joint with the regular cover, but when I saw this, I was like, oh God, get that to me right now. Boogie in Your Butt, for people who may not know, and I think it was 82 or 83, this was Eddie's like first produced stand-up. So before Raw, before Delirious, there was Boogie in Your Butt. I know it sounds crazy now, but this, I would sneak, when I spent every summer in Brooklyn with my cousins, and we would sneak to listen to this at night or whenever my aunt wasn't home. I can't tell you how many memories is to this, but like I said, to find the picture disc on the same day that I was talking about it, it's just nothing but God. So if you haven't heard it, I'm sure it's on YouTube. Again, this is 83. This is prime Eddie Murphy. This is like Eddie Murphy straight off of SNL. So definitely check that out. Also got shout out Chuck D's new magazine, Rap Central Station, Paper Mag. Definitely, like I always tell people, this is a legit magazine. I mean, we are talking, this is taking you back to Billboard. I mean, great articles in here, record reviews. Trey is in this issue. So just definitely a dope thing to pick up on that. So definitely support Chuck on that. You already know this with me, Kill 889, Twitter, IG. I will check y'all next week, good peoples.